Now, Dwarfs are known for their impenetrable boxes and also being very easy to use. However, in certain matchups, they are pretty much hopeless, and this is one example here, with the Bretonnians having the recent buffs to their Grail Knights simply can run over the boxes with their heavy cavalry. You can see that these Grail Knights are literally unstoppable. Even if they get hit by the Rune of Slowness, they still have enough speed to pull out of combat and leave the Dwarf infantry behind, just pushing straight through, doing some nice impact damage as well. Dwarfs might be a strong boxing army, but they just don't have the tools to stop any abusive mass. For the Bretonnians, that is the recently buffed Grail Cavalry with Lance Formation on, and for other factions, stuff like Stonehorns, Dressorians, they're all way too heavy for the Dwarf infantry to pin down, and when they walk through the Dwarf formations, they're doing a lot of collision damage. Take this one hit for example, just plowing straight through the Longbeards, taking away 1/3 of their HP. And even if the Dwarfs manage to slow them down with Rune of Slowness and Flash Bomb, those effects have limited duration, and whatever damage dealt to these heavy units can be healed back up usually. For Grail Knights and Dressorian, it's Earthblood and Regrowth, and for Stonehorns, it's Troll Guts and Butcher. Now, with the heavy Grail Knights walking over the Dwarf defenses, there's nothing to protect the missile units. Cannons are shut down, Thunders are shut down, and Slayers simply cannot keep up with the ever-moving cavalry. Their short legs is not giving them enough speed, and no matter how much armor-piercing and anti-large they have, the Slayers are constantly getting knocked over and outran by the much more agile cavalry. As a result, they can't do any effective damage, and the Grail Knights will be once again carrying the game for Bretonnia as a broken unit. Now, this game was actually played on the Ladies Quest tournament, and you might have seen that in one of the previous videos, Gorgons were able to bully the Dwarfs as well. I know that Dwarfs are great at boxing and all that, but I do think that they are not in a strong place on the meta right now because of their lack of tools to deal with monsters walking straight over them. And by monsters, I'm including the Grail Cavalry as well. Against a competent player, the Dwarfs really have not much hope to win the fight. I do hope that in the promised future DLC for the Dwarfs, they will receive some tools to handle all these monstrous threats, instead of relying on only a couple control abilities with limited effects.